Just a short boat ride from the heart of Venice lies an island that has shaped art, trade, and craftsmanship for centuries. This is Murano, a small island world famous for one thing above all else: glass. But Murano is more than colorful souvenirs and shop windows. It's a place where fire, sand, and human skill have come together for nearly 1,000 years to create objects that traveled across Europe and beyond. Today, we're exploring the canals, workshops, history, and atmosphere of one of Italy's most unique islands. At first glance, Murano looks a lot like Venice itself. There are canals instead of roads, bridges connecting narrow walkways, boats delivering goods, and centuries-old buildings rising directly from the water. But Murano has its own rhythm. It feels quieter, less crowded, more local. The island is actually made up of several smaller islands connected by bridges, sitting within the Venetian Lagoon just north of Venice. For many visitors, Murano is an easy day trip, but its story is deeply connected to the rise of Venice as one of the most powerful trading cities in the medieval world. And that story begins with glass. Glassmaking existed in Venice long before Murano became famous, but in the late 13th century, Venetian authorities made a major decision. Because the furnaces used by glassmakers caused frequent fires in the crowded city, the Republic ordered many of the workshops to move to Murano. That decision changed the island forever. Murano quickly became the center of luxury glass production in Europe. Its master artisans developed techniques that were revolutionary for their time: crystal clear glass, intricate mirrors, delicate chandeliers, colored glass, and decorative patterns unlike anything seen elsewhere. The knowledge was so valuable that glassmakers enjoyed unusually high social status. Some became wealthy and influential, but there was also a catch. The Venetian Republic wanted to protect the secrets of Murano glass at all costs. Glassmakers were strongly discouraged from leaving Venice, and in some periods, sharing techniques with foreign rivals could lead to severe punishment. For centuries, Murano glass was both art and guarded technology. Walking through Murano today, you can still feel this connection between tradition and craftsmanship. Behind many doors are active furnaces where artisans continue techniques passed down through generations. Inside, molten glass glows bright orange under intense heat, moving constantly between fire, metal tools, and the careful hands of the glassmakers. The process looks almost impossible. A blob of liquid glass is lifted from the furnace on the end of a long pipe. The artisan spins it, blows into it, stretches it, cuts it, reheats it, and reshapes it again and again, sometimes in just a matter of seconds. One wrong movement can ruin hours of work, and unlike factory-made products, every handmade piece carries small variations that make it unique. This combination of precision and unpredictability is part of what makes Murano glass so admired around the world. Murano became especially famous for certain styles and techniques. One of the best known is mille fiori, meaning 1,000 flowers. This technique creates colorful patterns inside the glass that resemble tiny blooming flowers. Another hallmark of Murano craftsmanship is the elaborate glass chandelier, enormous decorative pieces filled with twisting arms, floral details, and shimmering colors. Murano artisans also mastered crystal clear glass known as cristallo, which became highly prized among European nobility during the Renaissance. Over time, Murano glass appeared in royal courts, churches, palaces, and wealthy homes across the continent. The island's influence spread far beyond Italy. But Murano has never been frozen in the past. Even today, contemporary artists continue experimenting with glass in bold and modern ways. Traditional workshops exist alongside galleries, designer studios, and modern art spaces. Some artists create abstract sculptures, Others push the limits of color, transparency, and shape. This blend of history and innovation is one reason Murano remains internationally respected in the art world. Glass here is not only decoration, it's identity. Beyond the workshops, Murano itself is worth slowing down for. The canals reflect the changing light throughout the day. Small boats drift quietly past old brick buildings and church towers. Locals move through narrow streets that feel calmer than central Venice. There are cafes beside the water, tiny courtyards, artisan stores, and peaceful corners where the sounds of tourism fade away. Compared to Venice, Murano offers a more relaxed atmosphere, especially in the early morning or late afternoon after many day visitors leave. And while glass is everywhere, the island doesn't feel like a museum. People still live and work here, children go to school here, deliveries arrive by boat, daily life continues among centuries of tradition. Of course, Murano also faces challenges. Mass tourism and cheap imitations have created difficulties for authentic artisans. Many products sold around the world as Murano glass are not actually made on the island. For real workshops, preserving traditional craftsmanship while competing in a global market is increasingly difficult. At the same time, rising costs and changing lifestyles have affected the local population, much like in Venice itself. Yet, despite these pressures, Murano continues to endure. The furnaces still burn, artists still experiment, and visitors from around the world still arrive to witness one of the oldest artistic traditions in Europe. There's something fascinating about the relationship between Murano and glass. Glass is fragile, it can shatter instantly. Yet Murano's glassmaking tradition has survived wars, economic crises, political change, industrialization, and modern tourism for hundreds of years. That contrast feels symbolic of Venice itself, beautiful, delicate, and somehow resilient. And maybe that's why Murano leaves such a strong impression on people, not just because the glass is beautiful, but because it represents human patience, skill, and creativity shaped over centuries. So, whether you come for the history, the craftsmanship, the canals, or simply the atmosphere, Murano offers a different side of the Venetian Lagoon, a place where fire meets water, where tradition meets art, and where one small island became famous across the world for transforming sand into something extraordinary.